Hey everybody, I just want to give out a huge thank you for everyone taking the time out of their days to like and comment on my lore series. My channel has gone from like 15 to 66 subscribers over the course of a month. It's been really enjoyable making this style of content. I hope we can grow this channel together and make it friggin' huge. On a final note, I've been invited to the martial law gaming community and they have been very helpful in managing a community. If you guys want to head over there and come and chat with me, I've always got it open, just waiting, like a puppy in a window. It's not on Discord, but if you don't want to download it, called Gilded, just use it through your browser. Now, if you guys just watched episode 1 of the lore series, you'll know exactly who this story is about. Enjoy. Cartier's Journey. Note 1. Letter of Greeting. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue. Though I am absent, please help yourselves to the garden and the livestock should any still remain. Kill them quickly is all I ask, so that they may not remember in the morning. If you have found or spotted any rare creatures, movements, or locations, I ask that you please add a note to the log I have left in the mailbox by the front door. I have an unwavering curiosity regarding these creatures native to Eternum. Also, a courtesy to your non-present hostess, do not touch, move, or take any of the trophies I have gathered. I went through a considerable amount of effort for each of them, and they each bear a tale. Respect is given, not taken. Note 2. A lifetime's work. It is not the animals brought with us on the ship, La Renommée, that interest me, nor the deer or wolves that are found on the island, though they are much bigger and tougher. It is the beasts that we can only find on Eternum that interest me. I fear it would take a lifetime, or longer, to see every single one, yet my curiosity will not allow me to remain idle. I have been given the chance of a lifetime that many can only dream of, to explore this new world and see what pieces of nature's grand puzzle have been placed. Note 3. Migration. I have discovered the reason behind the animals' migration to the south. They are fleeing, driven from the Great Cleave to the north. This may serve to be a warning that the corrupted are planning something, or gathering in masses for another raid into the Brightwood Forest. This has swept away my desire to continue hunting for new creatures in this area. Should I happen to overstay my welcome, it will be I who is hunted. I fear not for my life, but rather my soul, should those demons capture me and take me to the Shattered Mountain. It will not end well for me. Note 4. A death of cold. I have been hunting bison in the Everfall area, mostly for something to do. They roam in massive herds here, and their pelts fetch a decent price in Windsward. I have not been suffering from the cold like the other settlers I have met. Hunting near the mountains is peaceful to me. I had a small base camp I had set up along the trails, but past this expedition, I have been finding less and less game as I went deeper into the mountains than before. It was deep in the mountains where I found the first bison corpse. Wounded all over, a frozen blood pond surrounded its body. At first glance it appeared as though it was attacked by wolves. However, upon closer inspection, the teeth and claw marks were far too big to be wolves, and the bison's mouth was covered in ice, as if its breath had been frozen solid before ever leaving its mouth. The icy tracks of whatever did this led into the northern mountains. Note 5. The new predator. The tracks of the creature that killed the bison were that of a wolf, but not a pack of wolves, but a single wolf. Based on the size and depth of the track, this wolf is estimated to be 2 or 3 times bigger than the average size, and with that comes an increased depth of the tracks. There were small twigs embedded in the tracks. In one footprint it seemed to be a root instead, all covered in the same frost I found in the bison's mouth and wounds. I don't consider myself to be faint of heart. However, the island's mysteries are haunting. I know not what these mountains harbor, what the snow hides that resembles a large wolf and whose tracks are blended with that of the forest. But I do not wish to find out. Note 6. Stag of the Forest. The bison herds are thinning more and more every passing day. I have become weary of the wolf-like tracks that I had investigated in the mountains, and since, I have begun avoiding the snow, hunting deeper into the woods. Today, while I was in the forest hunting, I caught sight of a stag. Not any stag I am familiar with or one I have seen before, but a creature that appears to have been grown by the forest. I do not know how to explain it. Around its horns grew moss and bright, vibrant flowers. Its hide was a rich emerald green grass that matched the forest floor. The sight struck me, and I could not move. My bow became so heavy my hand gave way, and it dropped to the earth, making a crackling and stick-crunching sound that only lasted an instant, but felt as though it was a lifetime. My life flashed before my eyes as the stag looked directly at me, seeing into the darkest reaches of my soul. Without making a sound, it turned tail, and within 3 abrupt bounds, it vanished into the undergrowth and fog. Now every silhouette in the corner of my eye that vaguely appears as an animal stands out to me. The animals of this island are not controlled by the seasons, but rather they are shaped from them. The earth, the vegetation, even the snow, and the ice. Note 7. Into the Depths. I will be heading to the Great Crater Lake at first light. The journey will be long, but I think the miles will pass quickly. I have heard rumors of a strange forest creature there, resembling trees in the forest, woven in branches, covered in moss. One of the trappers in a local outpost gave the creature the name Spriggan, a tree spirit, the height of 4 men. I wonder if this was created by the island, or perhaps a result of the Azoth density in the forest. This island is filled with wonders more vast than the brightest imagination. May fortune favor me on my journey. A glimpse of such a creature is all I require, even if I must spend weeks circling the lake. Note 8. Chance meeting. Chance meeting with someone I had nearly forgotten about. The gentleman scholar I had met the previous year, Mr. Grenville. The man seems struck by the same wanderlust as I, though he seems more in the way of digging up stones and picking at bricks in the old ruins. I offered him and his companions shelter for the night, but though his companions seemed to want to rest, he seemed eager to be on his way and kept speaking of the great discovery that was within his reach, if his efforts proved true. His manner, while not hostile, I am certain he meant no rudeness or insult by it, was rather unsettling, and seemed to have an urgency about him, not one of fleeing something, but chasing. In an attempt to calm him, I asked if he still played his piano, and he seemed confused for a moment, as if he had quite forgotten its existence, then shook his head, as if the memory was unwelcome, a distraction. I hope he finds what he seeks, though I fear what he might stir up in Brightwood if he does not care to slow his pace. Note 9. Blue lanterns. I awoke to the shrieking cries of the animals in the forest. Upon exiting the hunter's shack, I saw it, a light emitting from the spire only a couple 100 miles away from me, as bright as the sun, lighting up the entire night sky with a bright blue and ominous light. Behind it all was an earth-shattering roar that came in waves. Lanterns along the main road were now lit with a blue flame. Up until now, I have never seen any of these lanterns lit. Even I have tried to light them, but no matter what I tried, it burned only for a second before snuffing itself out. I believed they were of poor construction, however now I see that they were meant to serve a greater purpose. Perhaps Mr. Grenville has achieved the great discovery he spoke of. If so, I worry it has consumed him, and awoken something inside the island itself. I fear what I shall find, but I will not allow the tide to claim me before I lay my own 2 eyes on what has happened. Well, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to give your opinion on what you think is happening in the story so far, please do. I always look forward to reading the comments. I'm really excited to see different perspectives on how they view what's happening in the story. And yeah, just definitely do it. Just do it.